Hello and welcome back to another episode of Leveled Up the podcast. I'm your host Sian Owen. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. So today we have two social media queens with us speaking about influencing as a career. Joining us is the amazing Yvonne Victoria. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. And the amazing Camila Morales.
Hi, darling.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. So Yvonne has a massive following of 200k, and if she isn't posting her best outfit of the days, which we all love, she's using her platform to help raise awareness on important social topics, such as her support for Black Lives Matter movement during summer. And Camila, you're a Brighton-based fashion influencer with over 25k followers and a creative eye when it comes to content creation. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We actually have all met at the HLT brunch. And Yvonne, we've had a night out as well, which got a little bit raucous, which I was telling these guys earlier. So 2020 was obviously a little bit of a write-off. Well, a massive write-off. We're now in 2021 and I want to know, how was your 2020? How did you cope? How did you adapt? Obviously as influencers. How was it? Because I feel like the first wave was really, everyone panicked.
Yeah.
And then the second wave come around and brands realised that actually everyone's at home buying clothes. So I feel like work spiked. How did you guys find it?
I mean, for me, I had a lot of people asking me that question, but we're kind of like chameleons. If work has been thrown at us, we kind of like can work with whatever.
You adapt,
So most of the time I work from home anyway, so it didn't really bother me that much. The only thing that I missed was obviously seeing family and then the gym.
Yeah.
Which then I adapted as well. But in terms of my work, I think that it was really refreshing being able to think outside the box and go, right, I can only use these four walls. So I think it made me kind of push myself in a different way.
Yeah,
so,
100%. I think I admire both of you on your content. I mean, you're both so artsy. Can I just say, you know those girls that post those like sick photos of just a cup? And it just looks so
We all need fillers.
creative. I love it. We all need, but I need some fillers. I need some advice.
Jump on the fillers.
I just
like,
can't.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, because you can
So
just have a
much
day
easier.
off and take a picture of a coffee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense. It's good.
How was yours?
Do you know what? It's crazy that you mentioned that you always take pictures inside anyway. I'm a lady of leisure. I was very much in the streets, in the restaurants. That was what I was doing to kind of like take my content. And I was very much used to that. I always say to myself, I never want to take photos at home. And then 2020 came and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to take photos at home.
Yeah.
And it really forced you to be creative. And I ended up actually really liking it because I was saving so much money from that aspect.
Yeah.
But I also feel like everyone had a lot of time on their hands. So there was like, yes, there was a lot more engagement, but there was also kind of, I think, a lot more scrutiny in that sense as well, because no one has anything to do but watch what everyone else is doing on social media and the news. And
Exactly, yeah, definitely. I think we've all got to adapt, haven't we? And especially doing the jobs that you guys do, it is hard, you know, but I've loved seeing how creative you guys have got and all the outfits you've been wearing. I've just been loving it. But I want to talk about a little bit how you got into influencing, because I know now influencing is, you know, it's a massive career for us.
Yeah,
and back in the day with our mums, our dads and, you know, older relatives, that just wasn't even a job back then. So my mum, when I first started influencing, my mum was like, what do you mean? Like, have you got a job? How do you afford? I think she even tried to accuse me of like getting a bit naughty and off the situation. I was like, Mum, I'm not a drug dealer. Like, don't panic. I'm working with brands. Like, and I think, you know, now we've got so many opportunities with it. So how did it all start? Have you always wanted to do this? I know you're Brighton based, Camila. So obviously it's a bit harder.
I mean, I go in between London and Brighton.
Right.
But I kind of started off at the beginning not realising what we were heading towards. And I actually started my platform whilst I was bodybuilding. I used to be a bodybuilder. So
You used to bodybuild? That's amazing.
that explains
Tell
the
us
waist.
about that. Yeah, hang on a minute.
That explains the waist.
So yeah, I used to do bodybuilding and I kind of used my Instagram to, you know, follow fitness people. And that was kind of like the direction that I was wanting to head towards. But then I kind of just grew out of it. And then I realized, wow, like I'm really into fashion. I've always been into fashion and, you know, I can do this. I can do this.
Yeah, and you have, you know.
Yeah.
So when did you start when did it go from fitness to fashion, and how did you switch that up? You know, if you've got probably a lot of girls out there that look up to you, well, I know you have, because I'm one of them. And there's lots of girls out there that love your style. So obviously you've switched it up and created a career for yourself, which is so inspirational.
Yeah, thank you.
When was that moment that you was just like, do you know what? I'm just doing it. I'm going for it.
I think I just I started getting approached by fashion brands, and then, you know, the more people that got in contact with you, it just gives you a bit of a boost.
Yeah,
and
it does.
I just all of a sudden just changed it, and I think it's been about 3 years
Since you've been doing it full time.
like the transition happened.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's been going up so far. It is hard.
It is.
But
it is hard
it's amazing.
work. I think, don't get it twisted, listeners. Influencing ain't easy, because if you feel like shit one day and you wake up, you feel a bit fat, you don't want to put makeup on your face, and you just have to get up and get outside and take some photos.
Definitely, especially if a brand
Needs
you to do it. You just have to put whatever your feelings
aside
and then just get on with it.
Yeah, definitely. What about you then, babe? So where did it all come from? How did you start influencing? Have you always wanted to? I feel like I don't even know this about you. When we see each other, we just talk shit.
Yeah. We talk about WAP.
We talk about WAP and music.
Oh my God, it literally started when I was in college. I was 17. And I had Instagram whilst being at school. I've always taken photos, no matter what the platform, BBM, Facebook. I was always changing up.
BBM
I was always changing my display picture. Like, it's just something I've always
listening
done.
to N-dubs.
Yeah. But anyway, what's it? It kind of like started growing when I was 16, 17, because I just had my prom. My dress was fantastic, might I add.
I want to see.
I'll show you after.
Show me.
It started growing from there, and back then there wasn't really like this label on like you're an influencer. I was just a girl with lots of followers on Instagram. Like, I think back then, even now, IG girls, that's what it was kind of like called.
Just like IG models.
Yeah, and then people started sending me stuff, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I'm getting lots of free stuff,
clothes.
not knowing that I'm actually not monetizing this properly or doing it, or not knowing like how far I could actually take this. And then I want to say I started taking it seriously like 2-3 years ago, and then I went full time this January. And
so recent.
Wow, so recently.
Yeah, I only went full time in January. I was working in Harrods in like this time last year.
Oh wow, what were you doing there? Like a makeup counter?
No. Everyone always assumes it's makeup or fashion. I was in technology.
Oh,
That's where all the men are, by the way.
Okay,
Hint, hint.
sorry. I shouldn't be so stereotypical here. A beautiful woman can work in technology, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working in tech, and I feel like when you're a woman working in a man's world, I feel like there's a lot more benefits. It's easier for you
because I was like running around your little
yeah,
thing.
I was like, yeah. What was I? What was my title? I was a supervisor. Yes, I was on the managerial team. There was 3 of us.
Wow.
Oh my God, never again.
So that's like, that's amazing. So you've really switched it up real quick.
Yeah.
You had enough of the tech.
Oh, I had do you know what it was? It got to a point where I was juggling both of them. Like, I remember there'll be times where I'll finish at 4 on my half days, and I'd have an event at like 8, and I'd literally go downstairs and change to quickly go to the event, grab my content because I have a deadline of that week, and then go home and we begin again. Like, it got to a point where I had to force myself to like, okay, I can't do both.
Yeah.
Something's got to give.
You've got, because you're not, there's not 2 of you. You have to manage your time, and it is hard to manage your time and get that schedule in. I know some of the girls we've spoken to on this series, they've spoken a little bit about influencing and like managing their time, and just, it's a fun job. So I feel like we don't give ourselves time off.
No, it's 24/7.
It's 24/7,
Exactly.
like we're getting photos taken, we're going out, we're going to events, we're getting like new parcels, we're replying to DMs, and it's social media is, like if your boyfriend comes home, he's done a day at work and he comes in and goes on Instagram, and you're like, I've done this all day.
Yeah.
Like,
and it doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't stop. Yeah. So
but the door doesn't shut for us.
Yeah.
If someone goes to work 9 to 5, when they come home, the door shuts.
They
can
switch
leave
off.
The stresses of the job behind, whereas we are constantly on like 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that.
Definitely. Do you feel like, coming on from that, do you feel like there is a lot of pressure on us, like, well, you girls particularly, because obviously there is that pressure to get that content done and to not switch off. Have you found that difficult from being an influencer?
I think personally for me, it never changes.
Yeah.
That pressure never changes.
I think it's because you're a bodybuilder. That pressure is never going to get harder than deadlifting them weights.
Literally.
That's intense. I'm still shocked at that. I'm like going to really investigate this later on and just find pictures of you like hench.
I'll show you.
Because that's some serious commitment. So obviously we were talking about how influencing hasn't always been around. What did you think you were going to be when you were growing up? Did you, because I feel like you sort of know, don't you? When you're young, you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Or is it just, because now obviously we're doing a job that didn't exist when we were younger.
Mine changed a lot. Actually, not a lot. When I was younger, I used to be a bookworm. I used to read books like crazy.
What sort of books do you like? Because I can't get into a book.
I really like fiction.
Okay.
I love fiction. I liked fiction. I haven't read a fiction book in years. But I was a bookworm and I would actually write poems and all sorts and they would get published.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be an author.
That's amazing.
Like, that's actually what I wanted to do
That's
growing up.
insane.
And then I didn't want to do that anymore. Like when I got into secondary school and I kind of wanted to like be a chemist. Because I loved chemistry. I loved chemistry and maths in school. So I was like, then I looked at the career prospects for chemistry if I was to go on and study chemistry, and it wasn't that much. So I thought, okay, let me do chemical engineering. And then I studied chemical engineering for a few years and I had my heart set on being an engineer. But it got to a point where I was mid-uni and I was like earning so much from what I was doing as like a hobby. I was like, what's the point in going into
That's crazy though.
Like literally my hobby paid for my uni.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing though, isn't it? Like me, myself, I'm still at uni as well. And I just can't find time for it. And it's so hard to juggle it all. But you've just got to hustle, haven't you? I think Dave, was it Dave that got a first class honours degree while he got like a first platinum album? I feel like you guys would know this.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I was like, wow, okay, I need to get my ass out of bed and like get this degree smashed. So obviously you girls are very successful and you're definitely growing and getting there through, it's great to see you grow and glow and just level up really. But what does success like mean to you? Like obviously you girls have achieved a lot and worked with some massive brands, but has there been a moment in your influencing career where you thought, okay, like I'm sick, I've smashed it, I've just worked with a brand that I love, and like, have you had that moment yet?
I think for me it was being asked to be managed.
By HLD. That
was a massive deal for me. I was just like, I've made it, Mum.
That's so good.
Yeah, for me that was just insane. And I think I spoke to Hannah about this. In 2019, I actually put her in a folder on my Instagram saying management. I hope. I hope that this, I hope that she will one day be my manager. And it was just her in my folder. I still have her in that folder. And then the following year, I got like an email from her and I was just like, oh my God.
That's actually
amazing.
Yeah. Like manifestation actually is
incredible.
It's true, yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of the girls speak about that. A lot of the girls have spoken about, on the previous episodes, they've spoken a lot about manifestation and we're all quite spiritual, I think.
Yeah.
We're all in touch with our third eye?
Third eye.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it third eye? It's like the eye in between, is it? Your brain?
Yeah.
No? Yes. Is that it? Yeah, something like that. What about you, babe?
Oh, I don't know if there was like a defining, actually, no, that's a lie.
Moment.
I think it was definitely this year because I was looking at it like, oh my God, I've only been doing this properly, like full time for 10 months. And I'd already been featured in like 3 magazines and Elle being one of them.
Wow.
And I was just kind of like, yep.
Okay, I'm quite good at this.
I've peaked.
Yeah, and babe, you haven't peaked because you're growing and you're getting
it's crazy
to the very top.
It's crazy because I actually asked the question, okay, well, what's next? Like, is this I feel like right now I'm in a place where, okay, is this what, am I just going to be posting photos every day for God knows how long?
Yeah.
Type thing. Because I'm kind of thinking, okay, but what is actually next? You know, you see people, they get like an edit, they get a collection, but what's actually
what is next? Where does this go? Because I think no one really knows.
Yeah.
You know, this industry is new. No one really knows. Like, we don't have old influencers yet. We don't have that. That's not in our generation. We've got young influencers, like, you know, max, 35, you know? And it's like, hang on a minute. What are we all going to be doing? Are we going to be doing like older clothes? Is that going to be in trend?
no way. I'm a lazy leisure.
You're going to be the coolest.
I'm not aging.
Literally. So obviously you have used your platform for massive movements, especially you, Yvonne, with the Black Lives Matter. Do you feel like blessed and lucky to have your platform where you have got that massive voice? Because it is hard sometimes, like when you want to voice your opinion or you've got that and I feel sometimes a responsibility. I think, do you know what? I've got this many people following me. Let me just try and make these people understand, you know, what I feel or what I think. Because I know that a lot of influencers stay separate from what they believe in and what they work, and it's very separate. And I love that you're very just you, aren't you?
Do you know what? I don't really see it as like a blessing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't view it like that, because when the whole Black Lives Matter thing happened, like, I feel like that was the first time I actively was doing like social activism.
Yeah.
I'd never really done social. I've always had like an opinion, and I've always voiced that across Twitter. I've always been very like anti-racism and all those type of things, but I've never actively like done it the way I did it this year. And I think
last year.
Last year. The year's just been so long that I just feel like it's the same. But anyway, I think when I did it the first time, it was very natural, and I did it because I wanted to.
Of course.
I didn't do it because anybody was asking me to or asking me to shed light on something. And I think now the lines have been blurred. And I say this because, okay, Black Lives Matter happened, but it was whilst like we were in a global pandemic, everybody was locked down, everyone was stuck at home. So we all had to pay attention to what was going on. And then, okay, fast forward after Black Lives Matter, we've had a number of other issues in like globally in terms of, okay, there was NSARS in Nigeria, there's things going on in Congo, there's things going on like literally everywhere. And now
just the whole world.
Yeah, now I find myself in a position where I'm constantly being asked to speak about all these different things. And if I don't, it's like, oh, but you had this energy for Black Lives Matter. Like, do you not care about Black people in this area of the world or this area of the world? And it's like, it's really not the case.
Of course you do. I mean, like, why wouldn't you? But I think saying that you know, this was the first time you was actually, you know, being a social activist was an amazing thing to say, because I think, you know, you were in the position to say, right, you know, this is it now. You know, this is what I'm thinking. I'm in the position to voice to 200,000 people. And I think it is a shame sometimes, because you give your opinion, and then, as you just said, like, if you're not doing it with every little thing, people almost put that pressure on you. And it shouldn't be like that, should it? It should just be like, this is my platform. This is what I think. This is how I want to use it.
Yeah, people should just be like, you know, thank you, well done. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, don't come at me.
Well, I think you're doing both amazingly.
Don't come at me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And you're both smashing it. Like, it's amazing to see you just glow, especially with your Elle and your magazines, because you was doing, wasn't you doing some writing as well? You did some writing for the Women of the City magazine.
I did some fashion and beauty tips. And I loved it. And I also did some skincare tips as well.
I mean, skincare.
I love
If you lot are just listening and you can't see the skin, like, I've recently paid attention. I mean, your skin's beautiful as well, Camilla, but Yvonne, like, wow, I've been giving my skin more love and attention recently, because I've just had nothing else to do. I've been at home, and you do see a progress, and I've like got more into like reading articles and tips and stuff.
Do you know what? I feel like skincare is so important, and I've been reading a book on skincare, and they actually said, like, any other thing you like with your hair and your clothes, you take so much pride into your appearance, but a lot of people forget that their skin is what houses like your organs. Like it's literally the first thing people see.
100%.
So I do think everyone should do some sort of skincare.
Skincare is actually the most important, definitely.
100%.
So, right, we're going to play a little game to liven things up a little bit, because I know you both love a little game. And I'll describe a scenario and you'll have to give some instant agony aunt style advice on the spot. Because Camilla, you are in a long-term relationship, aren't you?
I am.
And you
engaged.
Engaged, right?
Yeah.
I know. Someone made it, guys. Have faith in love. Someone is engaged.
It will be 10 years this year.
Wow. So that is serious long-term relationship goals.
Yeah.
How do you, I want to just know, I'm going to ask that question. How do you keep the spark going? I'm going to ask it. I want to know.
So I always, these reality shows like Made in Chelsea, The Only Way is Essex. I always tell my partner I should be on there as like a therapist on relationships, because whoever tells you that the honeymoon period will end, it will never end. You will just keep loving that person like more and more and more and more. Like, aww. I love Chris. My partner's name is Chris. I love him every day more. And I just think, that's how lovely. Can this be possible? And we're just best friends. Like, we get on so well. We understand each other's roles. He's the breadwinner. I do what I need to do. Obviously, my career is Instagram, but also my duty as a fiance is also to look after the home, to look after our puppy. So like we get each other's roles. So there's never like arguments about, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, because I know he's doing his part and I'm doing my part.
I think, you need to have a chat with my boboyfriend, to be honest, because he don't understand his role. I'm not going to lie. We're both such big characters. And it's just like sometimes, we'll be in the room and I'll be like, I'm going to tell you my opinion. He's like, well, I'm going to tell you my opinion.
Oh my God, that's definitely me and mine.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can really go after that.
No. Maybe we'll stick to Camilla for the agony aunt questions, because me and Yvonne have not got a clue.
No. But no, I my only advice to people is just listen to your partner, never think that the grass is greener on the other side. Like, if you really love that person, you will go through anything with that person.
100%. I think you grow and change so much as well. I think relationships, I'm amazed. I mean, I'm absolutely amazed you guys have been together 10 years, because I think you change so much. Mm-hmm. So it's lovely, because you guys must have sort of changed together and grown up together. Definitely. And it's just lovely. So nice.
That's
I feel
like
lovey-dovey now. I know. So we're now going to move on to the game that we just spoke about, and we ended up chatting about relationships for a bit. But Camilla, we're going to start with you, because you have done a 10-year relationship, which I'm absolutely amazed by. How would you give someone advice if they were going through a breakup? How do you deal with, even though you probably haven't gone through one, I feel like you'd know.
Okay. So
how would you deal with one?
I have always been the heartbreaker. Like, I've only ever had 3 serious relationships, and the 2 prior to the one, I literally cut it off. So I think if you're going through a breakup, just cut all communication.
Just delete, block.
Just, not erase them from your life, because you will learn things from that relationship, which you will carry on to the next one. Mm-hmm. But just kind of like end the chapter, close that book, move on to the next one. Because I saw this video, I can't remember who it was by, but the worst man to have in your life, or woman, is the one that lingers and like hides away and comes back, hides and comes back, if that makes sense.
Because it's like that ex you've got that you just
haunting
and
you.
it's just a waste of time.
It will waste your time, your energy. It will bring up feelings that you don't want, or emotions that you do want them to have for you. So I just think it's really unhealthy. Just cut it, be brave, move on
to the next one. On to the next one. Literally, I think as well, like, get a rebound. Do you know what I mean? And I know I shouldn't be saying this, but rebounds help every situation. If you feel like shit, go out on a date, have a little and you feel better, honestly. I feel like Yvonne's agreeing with me right now.
I'm really trying not to incriminate myself. Do you know what? Like, I've been with Ty. His name's Ty. For 6 years. He's been my first, last, everything so far. only relationship. But in 2020, like I did actually go through a breakup. Like we broke up during lockdown, 100%.
You did?
Wow.
Yeah, we broke up during, and I don't really tell people this.
Wait, so you guys not together anymore now?
Oh no, we got back together
You
like
got back
after
together.
a few
Okay,
months.
yes, that was
Come on.
Please. You know about that?
You're still mine.
You were just talking about Camila.
Yeah.
She's,
No, that's not what this is.
Currently.
This is why I didn't want to say anything. But no, I do believe that he is like my forever partner. But I think I've been with him for so long, and I've been with him from such a young age, and I've changed so much, and I just started to feel like, oh my God, like pressured, like not by him, but like in myself. I thought, oh my God,
intense.
like, yeah, this is so intense. Like marriage is next. Like
God.
I'm only 22.
I can't be a mother.
What's going? Yeah. And then I'm gonna have kids. I was like to him, like, it seems like everything is just planned out, and then this is just how my life's gonna go, and it's like following the steps. So we broke up. We took some time apart, and we actually got back together. And it's been difficult, but I'm confident that there isn't really anybody I'm interested in other than him. Like I don't really want to get to know anybody else at all. Like,
Well, that's good.
yeah,
That's good. I feel like, that's best if you guys get back together. But yeah, maybe try not to take another break.
Oh no, breaks on social media do not work, by the way. I do not recommend breaks.
Whenever anyone mentions break, we were on a break, it just reminds me of Friends.
Are you a friend? See, I'm not really a friend sort of girl.
Really?
I know.
Oh my
I know.
I watch bits, but I haven't
gonna
watched
go
it like
mad.
all.
Oh, I've watched it millions of times.
So, Yvonne, how does one become a lady of leisure?
You prioritize you.
Oh,
What?
So
You prioritize you and your happiness and your enjoyment, and you make
there you go.
you like literally, even if you're a working woman, and I hope a lot of us are, by the way, listening to this, because do not rely on a man.
Sort your shit out.
Yes, please. I think like a lady of leisure can be anyone. You can wear whatever you want to wear and be a lady of leisure. And I think the thing with the term lady of leisure, people often like confuse it with being like a lady of luxury. No, if I want to live in Fila and be a lady of leisure because I'm
This girl.
on the court playing basketball every day, I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna wear whatever the hell I want to wear, and no one's gonna tell me anything. So when you're a lady of leisure, you're literally prioritizing yourself. You're making time for your happiness. You're making time for what you want to do, what brings you joy, things that you enjoy, and that's what I prioritize. And I feel like I've kind of like also made a career out of it, because I'm gonna go to lunch and dinner every week without a doubt.
I love
Period.
that. Can I come?
Period.
Of course.
I want to come next time.
Of course.
We have the best fun together.
Of course,
I
I'm
love
down.
I'm coming.
Okay,
Yeah, needs to
get a
come.
threesome.
Let's all go. We love a threesome. You
Let's
can't go wrong
go.
with a threesome. So, girls, this is a little bit of a question that you're going to have to reveal all, because we all want to know this, really. How would you get rid of a personal snake in the grass? Have you ever experienced someone that is just snaky? You need to get rid, but you might not know how. They could be a friend, and you just, when you're just confused. I feel like our listeners might need a bit of advice on anything like this. If you're a young girl, you've definitely got a bit of snakes around you somewhere. You got to be careful nowadays,
Yeah,
Definitely.
with
Especially,
social media.
especially if you are trying to
Level up.
make it level up. Yeah. I mean, personally, I've never come across a snaky person. I think I'm one of those people that judges someone very quickly. Like I'm very in tuned with
You're a good judge of
people's
character.
auras and characters. So I hope there's no snakes in my garden.
Yeah, well, I mean, there might not be. We know there's one snake in your garden. If you're talking about a snake.
okay.
Oh my God. Sorry. I just wanted to brighten it up.
But yeah, I just think
That really caught me off guard. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you guys prudes. I'm a bit of a prude.
I'm not prude, but I didn't know this was what we was about to do.
Anything. Period.
Alright,
We're doing
period.
the Nella Rose thing. If anyone follows Nella Rose, big shout out to you, because I love you so much, Nella. You're glowing. And she always says, period.
Do you know where that came from?
Where does it come from?
City Girls. Do you listen to City
Girls
Girls?
Rich like Ray J. That one.
Yeah,
I love that
period.
song. Period. I love it. I can't stop doing it, and it's definitely going to get on everyone's nerves. But period. Get rid of them snakes.
Get rid of them.
I think the best thing to do as a person, if you're a good person, is just wish them good luck and just cut them out You know, you don't need that energy in your life.
Get rid.
And you don't have to be a nasty person or like, you know, point fingers at the snake. Just move on.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously the podcast is called Leveled Up. So we obviously love talking about, you know, leveling up your mindset, your life, your anything really. It could be leveling up whatever you want to level up. Right now I want to level up my hair. I want to level up science. And I want to know what you're going to level up in 2021. So personally, is there anything you want to achieve? Is there any way you want to go with it? Do you want to grow your platforms? What is the long-term and short-term goal with everything? Yvonne?
Oh, great.
You was thinking then, so I was like, I'm just going to put you on the spot, just speak and let your...
Okay. I think definitely 2021, I need to take my gym life a lot more seriously.
Okay.
Because I was doing so well during uni. 2020 happened. Come on, like the gyms were closed for half the year. And I'm someone that needs weights to gain weight. Like it's just not going to happen for me otherwise. So I need to take that seriously. Definitely that.
I'm on you with that one.
Money, sorry. There's a couple bags that I want to buy this year. I'm going to be honest. A couple bags I want to buy this year. Long term would definitely just be really having help. Like, I don't want to focus it all around money, but healthy accounts, being in a situation where like
You're comfortable.
not even comfortable. I'm not settling for comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
even want
happy
comfortability.
and you feel satisfied and successful.
I just want it all. Like I'm the type of girl, if you offer me
You like
Cartier bracelet or Cartier ring, like why should I pick? Give me both. I'm not picking.
No,
I want both.
100%. So you're just on the route, I feel, to just grow and
grow
just
and glow.
Yeah, grow
everything,
and glow.
every aspect of my life.
Everything.
Yeah.
Period.
Period.
What about you, Camilla? Are you going to get married?
Ooh.
Are we going to get a little, I'm going to get married? Or not sure?
So the original plan was to do 2021, but I feel
Exciting.
like everyone's weddings from 2020 are just going to be moved on to that day. So we just said, let's just not add pressure to it. Let's move it on to the following year.
That's
so
nice,
it'll be next year.
A nice long engagement
That
is
makes
nice.
sense
I've
as
always
well,
said I want a long engagement.
Oh yeah, we'll be going on to like
Really?
7 years being engaged.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
not that long.
You've been engaged for 7 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was thinking more like 2.
I was thinking
You
more
do
like
you,
1
babe.
max.
That's working for you though,
Yeah,
girl. I mean, this wedding is going to be unbelievable.
Beautiful,
Can you
aesthetically
imagine?
pleasing.
So it's going to be the most
I
Instagrammable
can imagine it
wedding.
being minimal,
Yeah.
clean,
Nudes,
white,
white.
you know, come through. I
You'll
love
just
it.
be the most beautiful bride, and I'm so happy for you.
babe. Well, you'll be there.
I can't wait to see you. You're going to be absolutely stunning. So, girls, thank you so much for coming on today. I feel like we've had a right little girly chat, haven't we, about
Really
love
girly
and
chat.
relationships. I don't think we've had this yet on the season. So, thank you, girls, for coming on so
Thank
much.
you for being a delight.
Oh, you're welcome.
No, you've been really good.
Oh,
really
thanks,
good.
girls, for the
Dinner.
feedback. Love that. Now we're going to go celebrate with a dinner. But it's been great getting to know how you ladies approach influencing and how you're smashing it in the game. And any of you girls listening, find these girls at Yvonne Victoria and Camila Morales on Instagram, and you can check out their style and take some inspo, because I'm always taking inspo from their posts because they're just so cute. But guys, we'll see you on the next ep, and take care. Bye, girls.
Bye.